Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. My name is Makini, artist, German, and illustrator. Welcome you to a rather different video here on the Makini Draws channel. Now, for context, I have gotten back into doing traditional work lately, especially for the past couple of weeks, where we've had some slow periods at the office, and I thought it would be kind of nice to just whip out my little sketchbook and do a little doodle from time to time. Usually these doodles take about an hour and a half, and I've ended up really having fun with these, just kind of doing whatever comes to mind and whatever interests me, or sometimes I just do it for practice and such like that. Well, I've been posting these work doodles, as I call them, to my community tab and into a couple of Discord communities, and a lot of people really like these word doodles that I do from time to time. So much so that I asked if I suggested if you guys would like to see some of these work doodles become actual like speed drawing or time-lapse videos, and you guys were pretty much excited for that. So this will be the first in a series of work doodle related speed drawing videos, and this one I thought would be very interesting. For context, a lot of my ideas for these work doodles come from Pinterest, and one thing that is very interesting about Pinterest right now is that no matter where you are, there is so much AI generated content on that site alone. It is absolute insanity. Everywhere you go, no matter if it's in a feed, no matter if you're just looking up something, no matter what board, there's so much AI generated content there, and it's just like overtaken everything else. Essentially, I found this AI generated image. I think it's from DeviantArt, and it's this character design of I guess it's supposed to be like a VTuber model, but if it's this like Neko like ninja girl or something like that. And I thought it was a pretty cool design, and I thought I could go ahead and try it out myself. Essentially, so that's what I did, and I recorded this. This came out as like 2.5 hour drawing. And what happened was that I thought to myself, because this was an AI generated, I was like, maybe I can turn this into an AI art challenge video, loosely inspired by some of the videos by the great Brittany Draws. I will leave a link to her channel in the description, so she kind of inspired me to do this turn this into like a little AI art challenge video, essentially. So, but make sure you guys subscribe to Brittany Draws. She is a great artist and a great YouTube channel. Anyway, so that's what you're kind of seeing here, and what I'm doing right now is the just kind of starting with a base outline, using my Micron pens, basically sketching, mechanical pencil, and then just go straight to the inking. The pencil work took about 15 minutes, and the base outline took only 15 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes, and then the rest was just straight up detailing. A lot of detailing, essentially. But I wanted to keep the original kind of the design of what you saw in the AI generated image, which I'll leave up on screen for you guys to look at. I kept most of it. I kept up most of it there for the most part. And I did make many changes along the way, and this is where I will leave it to you guys if I did succeed, if this version is better than what you see than the AI image, or did the AI robot overlords defeat me? It's likely going to be the latter for most part, but I'd like to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. So as we are wrapping up kind of the outline, and we're going to go straight into the detailing, and essentially I'm going to be working from top to bottom here, essentially starting from the ears and such like that, and going straight down to the feet, and also her little tail. As you can see, again, if you're in my gum eraser, and I start just grab a regular eraser and just start erasing everything, and then we go straight into the details. Okay, so to start, I kept the hair and ears pretty much the same for the most part. Really, I think probably the big thing I did was just with my 0.05 pen, adding a lot more details, allowing a lot more of the hair to kind of flow out a bit more. In fact, speaking of which, with the hair, I gave this girl a half up, half ponytail. As you can see, the half ponytail on the right side there. The ears I kept the same, with just the difference, just adding a bit more fur to that as well. And then she has I put like two little like black like hair pieces, something that you would see with like Rei or Asuka's design in Evangelion. Thought it would be kind of a cute little thing, because that's what I was trying to kind of base it on, whatever I was looking at with the AI image generate, basically. With the top, the collar, since her face is covered up with her collar and such like that, I added a little belt strap with a like a plus sign insignia or something like that, since it's very much tech, since pretty much the girl's outfit is very much all tech inspired, so there's a lot of tech wear feel to it. With the top, I made it actually two separate pieces of clothing. The jacket with the long sleeves is its own piece of clothing, and then she has a top with a lot of under boob, where I put the strap, where you see that chest strap, I wrapped it around the booba, basically. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for this video. Hopefully my video doesn't get demonetized. But added little details here and there and such on the end. This is kind of where I start to kind of put the most of the work in, is just adding more and more like details that would try to make a little bit more sense on the VTubers model, and just kind of whatever I was kind of seeing with the AI generated image. I added multiple belt straps, ones along the arm and then right along the sleeves. Speaking of which, the sleeves, because it's a profile image, you have a front view, a back view, a side view, and then there's an extra image where she has more kimono-like long sleeves. I went for the kimono-like long sleeve, that you can see down below as well. With the kimono-like sleeves, I added another belt strap as well to keep with this whole black and white motif, and I go back in and add more lines to the hair to make it have a sense of flow and a sense of motion there too as well. And as also you can see here is that with my 0.005 pen, I do a lot of hatching to kind of make some of parts of her clothing feel a little bit less flat, a little more three-dimensional, using some of the hatching tricks and such like that. You can see within the inside of her jacket, I do a lot of cross-hatching as well. And same thing with the inside of the sleeves. Speaking of which, the sleeves have a I kept the black outline that you can see on the sleeves. See on the sleeves on each side of each sleeve, basically. And basically her top has a black trim, black outline and trim. The gloves, I kept the fingerless gloves that you see in the original AI image, but I turned those gloves into a gauntlet, into more gauntlet-like, with a glowing white, what I like to think is a glowing like white trim, almost like a neon trim that glows up, that lights up, basically. Speaking of which, you guys notice that I added, since she's supposed to be a Neko girl, I added a cat tail. I added a little tail, a little tail that kind of wraps around the drawing. You'll see it in the front of the drawing to kind of give it a little bit of image, feeling of like depth of field as well. You can see this on the other side with the sleeves as well, and I added an extra line which seems to be kind of like a strap for her, like I guess her katana and such like that, and I thought that'd be kind of like a nice little strap or something that kind of wraps around a piece of clothing that wraps around her jacket or something like that. I've always been fond of kind of having those kind of clothing designs like that, as you can even see that with Kiki's design with the straps starting from the top of the collar and it goes right around her top like that. Anyway, back to the drawing. You can see it added the little hatchings within the inside of the long kimono-like sleeves. Continue the gauntlet look with the fingerless gloves, as you can see there. I'm switching from 0.005 to like 0.1 to 0.2, and even a little bit of 0.3, and I use 0.8 for some of the bigger, some of the more black areas that I need to fill in if I want to try to fill in real quickly. Speaking of which, the katana, I try to keep it to the same as you see in the AI generated image right up there, and including the hilt and everything like that. The center piece, just right below the stomach and such like that, and right where we get to the buttocks area. I went for I try to keep everything the same, but I noticed that it looks like she has like patches. She has like different patches, different pockets and such like that. So I added like multiple different like pockets and trinkets along the side, along the lower half. When we get to the shorts, which I think it's clearly meant to be like booty shorts or something like that, I don't know. But what I wanted to do, instead of just keeping it in a solid black, I wanted to add little intricate lines to keep that tech look going on, like maybe like a white stripe or something like that, or even having those like little squares along those lines to give it to continue that cybernetic or the cyberpunk look, futuristic look too as well. As you can see, I kind of go back in, add much more detail, add more of the fur to the tail at the bottom of the page. I even add a little strap as well to kind of keep everything in theme as well along her tail, attached to her tail as well. Let's see what this movie is. I do a bit more refinement along. Basically, I do try to refine as much lines as I can with some of the areas of the body as well. She has a thigh strap, and I wanted to add little pockets there, as well as kind of like a tech-like stripe. Stripe along the thighs as well. Her thigh high, the thigh strap, I mean. Now for the thigh highs, it's a solid white. It is very much a solid white, but what I did was I wanted to add extra lines along with it to keep everything in theme. And one thing that you will see later is there's supposed to be some kind of text, some kind of kanji text, and I wanted to add some actual kanji text here. The feet was very interesting to me because it looked like she had those high net socks or something like that stick out. What I did was I kept the high heeled shoes that she's wearing, but with the way the socks are done, it's like it's white on top, or black on top, but then it just fades to white, or just kind of like cuts to white all suddenly and not like coherently. So what I did was I just made the socks just completely black. I just made it black. As you can see here, and I'm using the much more larger pens, and I'm going back in and just adding little hatches, little lines with the 0.005 pen as well. You can see the little hatches there. Now I think I added Neko and I think Kunoichi as some kanji lettering, and then I put some little scribble, some lines down below to make it feel like it feels like a cybernetic suit, like similar to something you see like with Eve's design in like Stellar Blade or something like that. And I thought it'd be kind of a cool touch to continue with that kind of that cybernetic theme, to add maybe some kind of like clan insignia or some kind of like cat insignia on the back of the thigh, essentially. As we're going to go through the finishing touches here, I added a little bit more and more details throughout, and that should be it. So I would like to ask you guys, what do you guys think? Did I beat the AI image? Is my drawing better than the AI image? Or did the AI image win this time? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And let me know if you guys want me to do more of these AI art challenge videos, or even more of the just kind of like maybe fixing some of the AI driven art and such like that. It could be like a fun little exercise, a fun little way to make videos of. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd like to hear from you on your opinions and such like that. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I will see you all next time for another video. I am Makini, Art German and Illustrator, and until then, Take care. Much love. Never apologize for wanting attractive women in your media, especially in your video games. And above all else, never stop drawing.